I'm back, race fans. It's Randy Orton Fan 2011 here to bring you round 23 of 30 in Season 3 of the PORWC Pepsi Max Nationwide Series. We're here at Dover. Yes, another short track. Another rare short track on the schedule for the OneMain Financial 200. So we get into full swing here in the playoffs. We've got 8 more rounds left, and then there are a couple of rounds later on that will most certainly change up the point standings. We saw a lot of changes in the points after the nationwide race, the previous nationwide race at New Orleans. So we're here for a good one as well. But first, let's take a look at the starting lineup. There's look at your starting lineup. Steven Whitman is going to start on the pole for the first time this season. He'll be alongside Cole Daly, who has already won a race this season but is not in the playoffs. The first playoff driver is Ryan Richards in third. Then Alex Jones starting fourth. Dylan Young is the next playoff driver in fifth, and he's going to need something to really boost his morale, because so far Dylan Young in this nationwide series has had two poor finishes in this one, and for Dylan Young, he's going to need quite a lot of things. He's going to hope for quite a lot of positives to go off after this, so that Dylan Young can get back in the series and get back in the championship chase, because he is currently 63 points back of the current points leader Ron Fajara, and that's a pretty deep hole. But with a couple of races where the points are doubled, that'd get him right back in it. So it's not over till it's over. Joseph Lombard, currently 5th in the points, will be starting in 6th. Dylan Poteet, currently 2nd in the points. He just lost the points lead to Ron Fajara just earlier just last race. He'll be starting 7th. Then Barney Ward, another chaser, will be starting 8th, currently 11th in championship standings. Sean Henley, currently, I believe, 9th in the standings. He'll be starting 9th. And then you got Ryan Cooper rounding out the top 10. So here we go. We're just about ready to fire up these engines. Let's get it started here at Dover. Here we go. Engines have been fired up. We're going to be here for 25 laps. And again, pit strategy might play a factor in this. It's going to depend on pit strategy here, as we might have a couple cars going in, maybe about 10 laps or 12 laps in. We'll have to wait and see, as we just got the pace car hitting the left turn to pit road. Just about ready to go green. There's the green flag. Here we go. 25 laps here at Dover. Now, it's going to be hectic right around the back of the pack, because this is where all the action happens. See a couple cars trying to go on the inside, trying to make passes. We already got one car darting around. Go back to the lead pack we go, and it will be Steven Whitman who leads the first lap. So that's a bonus point for Steven Whitman, even though it won't really matter because he's not in this playoffs. He's in the Cup playoffs, that is. And 3 wide right around the back of the pack here. Let's go back up towards the front. As we see, looks like we got the top 8 currently running single file. Made it 2 laps without a yellow flag, which is pretty good so far. Steven Whitman trying to defend the lead, looking for his first nationwide series victory, looking for his first career PRWC victory. Cole Daly trying to run him down in second. Ryan Richards trying to maintain his momentum after a great race at New Orleans. He's currently third. He's looking to build that off that momentum. Joseph Lombard is the next chaser, currently fifth. Dylan Young trying to turn around his momentum after two anti-podium finishes. Two anti-podium finishes has gotten him in a deep hole right from the get-go. And it looks like we might have had one car around. Red Bell is slightly off the pace here. No yellow flag is out yet. And it looks like these cars have now filed. Looks like these cars have now gone off to a single file line, but it won't be until pit stops when it will start really shaking up the field. So I'm assuming this lap down car, Red Bell, won't be much of a factor. She's pretty much running decent lap times here. Only a second off, only about. Yeah, she's actually running right around the rest of the field, so it doesn't look like Red Bell will be a factor in this race. That is, unless pit stops go awfully wrong for everybody else, and then she gets back into the top 10, but that's going to be a long shot. Not much action happening around the pack here, except a couple of passing going on right there with Robert Wagner making a pass for 18th position on Max Russell. Now it's going to be interesting to see which lap these guys start coming in for pit stops, because if these guys start coming in at lap 12 or 13, it's going to be really tight to see who will make it. If they can make it about 14 laps or more, then it looks like these guys can make one pit stop, and then that would be it. Still got a couple cars trying to battle here. We got Sean Henley currently in 10th, Dylan Pote battle in 9th. Dylan Pote trying to retake the points lead away from Ron Fajar. Let's take a look where Ron Fajar is. He's back in the bottom 5. After crashing during final practice, Ron Fajar was forced to start at the back, and after crashing during final practice, and he's down here in the bottom 5. This is probably not the track that he wanted to be in the back at, but pit stops could play a factor again. Remember that. As Stephen Whitman has now led all 10 laps so far, Cole Daly trying to run him down, trying to use the draft off of him. Cole Daly running pretty much similar lap times to Stephen Whitman, but again, it's going to be determining. The determining factor in this is going to be when pit stops come, and if these guys start coming in now, then it's going to be quite tight to determine who could possibly make it on fuel. But as we take a look, doesn't look like these guys will be coming in yet, and looks like we got a battle here for the 9th position. Sean Henley to the inside of Dylan Pote. Looking for that 9th position. Sean Henley trying to get every point he can get. Remember, when you're one of those playoff drivers, it's really more of a sense of urgency you get, because you're going to need to get every point you can have. You want every point is very critical in this playoffs. Sean Henley now moves up to 9th, and now Dylan Pote could fall outside the top 10 here to Eric Burton and his teammate Ryan Juke, and here comes Seth Cole also to the inside. Guys still aren't coming in just yet, as we are just about 11 laps to go now. Looks like the top 4 were intact for the moment, and here comes Dylan Young trying to take away that 5th position. 5th position is a key position. You want to get as many points as you can get, and here we go. Looks like these cars are starting to make pit stops. I think Joseph Lombard was able to go on the outside and gain a little momentum, and now we already had a couple cars coming in for pit stops. So with these cars already coming in and some other cars trying to come out, this could be interesting. I guess Sean Henley is one of those cars that already made their pit stops. And as we've got more cars starting to come out, Could shake up the field dependent on who comes out first. And it looks like Ryan Richards and Joseph Lombard come out before Stephen Whitman, so Stephen Whitman had somewhat of a slow pit stop. But now we're trying to figure out who the leader is. It looks like the 7 of Stephen Whitman is still credited as the leader, but that might have changed, as now it might be Joseph Lombard who might be the leader. Oh, we got a couple cars scraping the wall there. Ryan Richards and Eric Burton might have gotten together. Still no yellow flag. And Joseph Lombard is now the leader over Sean Henley. Jack Richards has now moved into the 3rd position after a great pit stop. Ryan Richards able to move over to 4th. Moves up a couple spots, and now here we got Eric Burton and Trent Dunham now here battling for that 5th position. Trent Dunham, one of the chasers, currently 12th in the points. He's 37 points back around Fajar. He's going to need every point he can get. And this late in the race, that's very critical for Trent Dunham to get every point he can get in this race. Eric Burton not much of a factor. He's just looking to get some good finishes. Stephen Whitman also not a non-factor, as well as Sean Galligan. And it looks like the top 10 and Dylan Young has now fallen outside the top 10 now, and he's got 7 laps to try and get himself into that top 10 and get some critical points. So if I'm looking at it right now, top 2 are both playoff contenders. Then Ryan Richards is the next one, Trent Dunham. So that's 4 guys already in the chase in the top 5. And then that's really 4 guys actually in the top 10, I should say. The fifth best chase guy as of now is Dylan Young, currently running 11th. Then Dylan Poteet is in 14th. Robert Wagner currently running 18th, trying to take away 17th from James Claus, as he does right there with 5 laps to go. And the next chaser, who is currently outside the top 20, is Barney Ward, currently running 23rd. So the chasers pretty much spread out, so this could possibly shake up the points as well. And Joseph Lombard in full control, looking for his 2nd win of the season and his 2nd career PORWC victory. Joseph Lombard, proven to be one of the dark horses, plans to be one of the contenders for the Rookie of the Year in the Nationwide Series this season, and he's doing so well. And he's got 2.5 laps to capture his 2nd win of the season. Sean Henley, who's already had a win at Darlington, but he's got 2 laps to try and catch Joseph Lombard, and by the looks of it, he's running slower lap times than Joseph Lombard, about 1/10 of a second, or more than 1/10 of a second, so Sean Henley actually losing time on Joseph Lombard. Joseph Lombard with a pretty good car, be able to make some adjustments on the fly. As we come around, we'll take the white flag, and Joseph Lombard is in full control. And it doesn't look like Sean Henley will be able to catch him, because Sean Henley is running slower lap times than Joseph Lombard. Joseph Lombard currently in the driver's seat. He's got 2 more turns, and he'll capture his 2nd win of the season in the Nationwide Series. Here we go, coming off of turn 4. Checker flag is yelled. Joseph Lombard wins the OneMain Financial 200, and it's his 2nd win of the season. A big win for Joseph Lombard. He's currently 5th in the points. Boy, that is a huge momentum booster for Joseph Lombard. Sean Henley will end up 2nd, a podium finish for him, this 3rd podium finish of the season. Jack Richards will end up 3rd. That's his 3rd podium finish of the season as well. Excuse me. Ryan Richards will end up 4th. Excuse me. Good God, I'm not 100%. Trenton Dunham will end up in the 5th position, and whoa, we got a little mishap here towards the end, and something might have happened right at the back of the pack that caused something big, and that happened towards the end of the race. I don't know what that was all about, but and I don't know why the pace car lights are on, but as far as I'm concerned, the race is over. Now we get take a look at your official race results. And before I forget, just to make everything official. There you go. Let's look at your official race results. Congratulations to Joseph Lombard. He picks up his second win of the season in his rookie season in the PORWC Pepsi Max Nationwide Series. It looks like Joseph Lombard could be a legitimate threat to the championship. So we got a good one here. And Sean Henley, Jack Richards round at the podium. Ryan Richards finishing fourth. That's going to continue on his positive momentum. His 8th top 5 finish of the season. Trenton Dunham will come away with a top 5 as well, and that is huge for Trenton Dunham, his 7th top 5 of the season. Steven Whitman 6th, Eric Burton 7th, Sean Galligan 8th, Ryan Juke 9th, and Dylan Young was able to rally back to the 10th position. So Dylan Young will be able to pick up some positive ground on the point standings after two anti-podium finishes. Dylan Young gets us into the top 10 here. 11th through 20th are Tony Blazer, Cole Daly, Zohar Manu, Dylan Poteet, Alex Jones, Robert Wagner, John Dillon, James Qualls, David Burton, and Ben Paul. 21st through 30th are Callum Wells, Kyle Sosnowski, Barney Ward, Jacob Cook, Ryan Cooper, Max Russell, Danny Wells, Rhett Yates, Jacob Lawler, Liam Ervig, and the bottom 12, James McLeod, Seth Cole, Sam Young, Richard Johnson, Cody Lamas, Johnny Gardner, Xavier Livingston, Michael Norman, James Silverfox, Ron Fajara, Charles Jackson, and Red Bell. And for Ron Fajar, he's going to most likely lose the points lead. Started in the back, had a terrible pit stop. Or that's not the way you want to change around your momentum after taking away the points lead from the guy who has finished second in this series the past 2 seasons. But a pretty good race here. We didn't see much passing going on, but we saw pit stops definitely change the complexity of this race, and Joseph Lombard comes out on top. And we had a good Nationwide race so far. And next up will be Tampa Bay in the schedule, in the Nationwide Series schedule. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. But coming up next will be the Cup Series race, and I'll have another co-commentator with me. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. Alright guys, that's it. This is Randy Orton Fan 2011 signing off. Remember to subscribe to me and become a member of the gang. This race has been brought to you by Pepsi Max. 0 calories, maximum taste. Pepsi Max. I'm out.